Yo, how's it going, folks? The camera here again. Bad position. There we go. How we going, folks? There, you finally got me playing Huntsman yesterday. Are you happy now? Are you happy? You finally got me playing Huntsman. There's no way you can prove it wasn't me. Fake Ubisoft fan. I'm feeling a little under weather today, honestly. How can you prove it, Bullets? I was there playing the whole time. Those silly spiders. Hey, Rabbit, how's it going? It was me. It was me. But no, seriously, how are we all doing today? I'm just happy my crazy work schedule has finally come to an end. I can finally take the foot off the pedal. Hey Wayne, how's it going? Nah, I already played it yesterday. That's enough. If you was there, you saw it. If you wasn't, kinda sucks to be you, right? So, hey Mifu, how's it going? Seriously, who is that person? Fake Ubisoft fan. I liked Phoenix Rising. Robbie, I'm feeling alright, just a little under the weather. Just a little cold, even though the house is baking, so I'm guessing the kids might have brought something home. It's Banisher? Banisher is calling himself a fake Ubisoft fan? I like it. I like it. He's finally admitting his true self. Oh, Rachie, which ones did you get? What a nice way to open the show. With another fellow Final Fantasy fan. Which ones did you pick up? I'm guessing Type 0 was one of them. For now, it's on PC and mobile, where wins meet. I think it might be on PlayStation as well. I know it's not on Xbox. I don't think it's exclusive, but gacha games go to Sony first before they come to Xbox. Microsoft doesn't really like gacha games. And it is a gacha game, if I'm not mistaken. It looks nice, though. Sorry, folks. You know what? Just put it there. So I can grab it. Oh. One of these days, this handle is going to break. Where winds meet. There's no planned date, Rabbi. Hey, Dion. I guess we can open up with this story here, right? So it looks like Stellar Blade could be coming to Xbox soon. So all of you that were campaigning, I'm sure there was some of you in chat that was campaigning for that free Stellar Blade. You know, I know there was a bunch of you in there with your recorded hashtag free Stellar Blade back in the day. You remember that glorious campaign? Your dreams just might come true. It was last night on Twitch. We had a good time. There was like yellow spiders and black spiders and giant spiders and everything, man. It was just like, nah, blood. That was heart attack territory. You missed it. It was all on Twitch, man. The VOD might still be there. But yeah, according to Shift Up, they want Stellar Blade on additional platforms. So Xbox and Switch 2 are the next logical place. Though I suspect they're going to try to push it onto the Switch 2. The Switch 1 as well. So yeah, looks like Shift Up is not messing around, as they know that there's still more demand for this game. I did play it on Twitch. What do you mean? We were live yesterday. Rabbi, what can release this year? If you're talking about where wins meet, it's not landing on Xbox this year. You got Type 0, 15 Royal Edition, and 13. That's not bad at all. 13 is a good game. It is. I don't understand why it got hated so much. It's such a good game. By the way, so we've got the state of play today at 10 o'clock, which we'll be checking out. Next week on Thursday, just so you're aware, the Golden Joystick Awards are going to be airing at 4 p.m. with the pre-show starting at 3:30 p.m. I 99% will be co-streaming that. I've been asked to co-stream it. I've asked for some time off work, so hopefully that should get authorized tomorrow. But it does mean that on Thursday we're going to be starting around 3:30ish and finishing around maybe 5 or whatever. The show itself lasts for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, I guess. So 3:30 to 5:30, and then we'll probably have a bit of an interlude to 6 o'clock, and then I guess we'll call it. But yeah, so we'll be checking out the Golden Joystick Awards for those that are interested on Thursday. It just means we're going to start a little earlier than usual. YouTube is always pushy with ads. They're getting worse and worse. Rabbi, it looks like a good game. It's a shame it's not going to be on Xbox. But that's what the next Xbox is supposed to stop. This sort of thing from happening. It's on Thursday, Dion. But yeah, Stellar Arse Cheeks could be coming to Xbox, which is pretty cool if you ask me. I think it's a great thing. The game is good. I had a lot of fun with it, and I hope you guys are having fun with it as well. Has anyone noticed the amount of hatred that Windows is getting lately? It's crazy. I don't really have any problems with Windows 11. Am I the only one in the world that has no problems with Windows 11? I mean, sure, Alien Firestorm doesn't work, but then that doesn't work on almost any PC. So there's that. But outside of that, I've had no problems with it. Brandon, they will, but not with Game Pass. Why looking through people Windows? What do you mean looking through people's Windows? Nvidia needs to chill and stop going like full on thing. You know, AI. Good old British tea. Bruh. Yeah, it's, loads of people are crying about Windows 11 and I don't see the issue. Ooh, that's interesting. Jez replied. Oh, good old Jezzy Jez boy. No sugar because I'm diabetic. Unless you want me to go into a coma while I'm on stream. Yorkshire tea? Get out of here! We're talking good old PG. At least I think it's PG. I have no idea. I don't do the shopping. Fallout 3 news? Well, the Fallout 3 news, based on what's been going around, the remaster is actually in development, and it's probably going to land sometime with the TV launch. So it looks like the legendary remaster that they were talking about, it looks like it's coming. No Yorkshire. Mrs. Kelsey's getting Yorkshire teas. Let me see. Never mind, she's gone upstairs already. I thought I'd ask her and see what she actually got. Brandon knows best. Brandon knows nothing. Interesting that Zenizone Zero is getting co-op, but that game has become full-on goon now. They've decided that they're going down the goon road, and yeah, they've become full gooner now. Especially that latest character, Lucia, I think her name is, the tentacle girl. That's it. I mean, as soon as they release that, that's game done. Everyone knows what that is now. Nah, I don't have time, man. I don't have time. I barely have time for the ones I am playing. They just take too much of your time. They're fun to play, but they are very, very time consuming. The Microsoft, apparently there's supposed to be a Microsoft showcase tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next week. So that could be interesting. There's rumors going around that there's big news coming next week. A lot of people are actually, publications are actually talking about it at the moment. They're kind of saying next week there's some big news coming. Big news. Like, I've seen Jess say it. I've seen Henderson say it. I've seen a couple of others say it as well. So I don't know what this big news is, but I'm guessing, and apparently it's going to put shade on GTA 6. So this has to be gargantuan. The only thing I can think of is Half-Life 3 confirmed. That's it. You've heard it here first. But outside of that, I can't see anything else toppling GTA 6. But if Half-Life 3 confirmed happens, that's it. It's game done. The internet will break instantaneously. I appreciate that, Byron. Minecraft and GTA crossover. I mean, I first suggested Pac-Man remastered or something, but no one took the bait. The Division 2 season finale depict. Is that... See, I can actually believe that being a real thing. Is that a real thing, Byron? Alright, you guys are just throwing everything and anything out there now, ain't ya? Is it Yadari? Yeah, she's crazy, man. They totally knew what they were doing with her, but yeah. Ever since John Doe, the game was going in a certain direction. Or whatever her name was. Yeah, I really do need to go back and catch up on the storyline for the Division. They still have it in there, so maybe one day. But yeah, it does look like the Fallout 3 is going to be a thing. Based on the rumors, it looks like it's being spearheaded to launch alongside the TV series, which makes sense. You want it to have the biggest impact. After all, Fallout 4 came out, Anniversary Edition, a little bit like a wet noodle, and it's not in the best place. It's crashing everywhere. I would assume the coming up season, but I don't even know when that's launching. Devastator, that's what it looks like. The company Shift Up want to push Stellar Blade to additional platforms. It's already available on PlayStation and... Hey, go away. What are you doing? Yes, I'm still on the free plan, and piss off. No thanks. But they want additional platforms to further boost brand recognition and boost sales. They plan to carry out various promotional activities and are considering additional platform expansions to make Stellar Blade accessible to more players because they want more money for their game. They know that Eve is gonna, you know, get the attention she needs and deserves, so it's a thing. December 17th, man, it's possible. It's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. Hey, look, New Vegas is what defined, as some people will say, Fallout. These are just all the same. Tragic backstory and lots of crying. I'm getting tired of it. Bring back Goofy ZZZ. Yeah, but the problem is those tragic stories have bigger impacts and it invokes a bigger emotional reaction. And that's why they go down that route. So how many people here are actually interested in Stellar Blade that hasn't played it? I mean, it won't be this year. See, this is the problem that I find with it, right? Because it's been out on PC and PlayStation, I don't see anyone really buying it day one. And I think most people that wanted to play it would have played it already by now. So you're kind of aiming for those stragglers that are on two minds or waiting for a discount or something like that. I don't know, man. This is the problem with when you release games staggered. They just don't do well. And then it leaves like a bad metric, and then the companies turn around and say, well, see, we tried to release it and no one bought it, when in reality it's their fault for not releasing it day and date. But they did give you free Nikkei stuff on PC. Stuff that PlayStation owners didn't get. Right, moving on to the next story. We have Bungie. They're in big trouble. It looks like they're pretty much done. And with Renegade, I don't know if that's actually even what the excitement levels for Renegades is. And they're really going into town now. They're giving everything that the players have wanted in hopes of just trying to get people to return. But a 204 million impairment loss on Bungie assets is massive. Have I heard of Digifile? I want to say yes because it sounds familiar. Why? What do you guys think of what do you guys think of the Bungie situation? It's pretty dire, really. It's quite bad. It really feels like there's nothing they can do to actually fix what's going on. You can see here, regarding Destiny 2, partially due to changes in the competitive environment, the level of sales and user engagement have not reached the expectations we had at the time of the acquisition of Bungie. Remember, this is also the company that went in and got Factions 2 cancelled. Is that so? I knew he had it in him. I knew it was fake all along. I mean, Bungie have done it to themselves for the most part. I mean, when they sunset content and deleted content you paid for, they lost a lot of players and a lot of trust. Then they went back and said they weren't going to do it again. And then they did it again. And then they said, well, they're not going to do it again. But everyone expects them to do it again. And now they've gone from like releasing so much content a year to releasing less than half. It's bad. They're in a really bad place right now. And they're putting all their eggs into one basket with Marathon. And they're really, really hoping Marathon saves them. But if Marathon fails, and it looks like it is going to fail, Bungie could be gone. The legendary Bungie will be no more. They will be completely absorbed by the beast that is PlayStation. No, it's 100% their fault, right? PS4 is the best place to be. I've seen that a little bit as well, Rachie. I don't understand what the whole shtick with that is. I don't get it. If Marathon makes it out, well, apparently it is, and Sony at their investor call said that it's releasing this year. It's landing. I don't see it personally, but apparently it looks like Sony is poised to force it out regardless. You'll buy it? You'll buy what? Marathon? Really? Why would you buy Marathon? The game ain't gonna be any good, man. But I guess the big question right now is, do you think Bungie will be around by the end of 2026? Do you think Bungie will have an office by the end of... I mean, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They might make it past 2025. But does anyone actually believe that Bungie will have an office by the end of 2026? I don't see it, man. They have nickel and dime their community to living hell. And it's an absolute shame. When Destiny 2 launched, every update you got like a raid, You got dungeons. Then they turned around and said, right, we're going to start charging you for the dungeons, even though we're still going to charge you full price for the game. So we're double dipping. And then they said, oh, by the way, you know we were making you 2 new raids? Well, we're only going to make you 1 raid and bring back another one. And people are like, all right. And now they're like, remember we told you we're going to give you 2 raids? 1 old and 1 new? And people are like, yeah. Well, we're only going to give you 1 raid now, and you're going to like it. And if you don't, that's up to you. Oh, and some seasons we're just going to give you an old raid because we don't want to play money. They're just not in a good place. Am I playing Black Ops on Friday? Maybe gaming. If I'm feeling well enough, potentially. I just need to make sure whatever is on me right now kind of goes away because I'm not feeling great. So by Friday, I could be, sick in bed. But I'll probably, if I am going to be streaming on Friday, I'll probably be playing the campaign. Wait, is Friday early access or official release? Because if it's early access, I am paying for that. Now, I'm happy I finished the 10-year saga. The Light and Dark saga was finished. I'm done with the storyline. I finished it at a good place. It's like Final Fantasy 14. The Zodiac saga ended with 6.0 entirely. So if you stopped playing at that point, you're in a good place. 7.0 starts a brand new storyline. Last DLCs were so bad. Yeah. Edge of Fate, I heard, was really, really bad. And Renegade is basically trying to make Star Wars canon. I don't even understand why. You got the Sony CFO, Lin Tao, says the PS5 is only in the middle of its life cycle and they want to expand the life cycle even further. So, this tells me that they're not planning a PlayStation 6 until 2030. PS5 is only in the middle of its life cycle, and they want to expand the life cycle even further. So you're talking about a 12-year generation here, like 2030, 2032. What is gaming? Well, that's interesting, Susanna, because if you've seen Konami have been talking about recently, or at least that's what the rumors are stating, them releasing Silent Hill F on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. That's crazy. We are 5 years into the next generation. And these companies are still catering for last gen games, last gen consoles. You got to make those pennies, sure, but it's just a bit weird, right? Like, how much longer are we going to support old gen? It just feels a little bit of a piss take for those that bought the, you know, latest gen, knowing that these companies aren't pushing the games to the hardware's capabilities. They're just, I don't know, it just feels weird. Sony State of Play is an hour away. An hour! I'm struggling at the moment. Well, the UE5 slop isn't really slop, is it? It's really a developer problem. UE5 is fine, and from what we've seen, if you build on UE5 properly, you don't get any of that stuff. Exactly. You kind of got to optimize as you're going along, and there's nothing wrong with that. Right? But people aren't used to optimizing as they go along. And that's really what the problem is. They kind of need to find a way around that. Or that mentality, really. So, in line with what's being said here, right? They said, our view is that compared to conventional console life cycles, looking at the PS4 life cycle, it seems to be getting longer and longer, especially the PS4, which was launched in 2013, and it's been over a decade since then. But there are many active users enjoying the console. So from that perspective, we believe that the PS5 is only in the middle of the journey, and we are really planning to expand it even further. So, they're talking about 15 years. So could this give rise to the first PS5 Pro 2? People called me crazy for suggesting that. But if you're going to go for 15 years, I can see it. Who else is loving the rain? Man, I just want to stay awake. Me staying awake is going to be like an achievement unlocked Final Fantasy victory theme. You know, that sort of thing. Reichi, it's not even so much that. It's more that games are still supporting it. Just like they're supporting the Xbox One. But the Xbox One can actually play all the next gen games anyway because of xCloud, right? You can use it as a cloud machine and play those games through through cloud gaming, and it just works. So the bridge to buying, what it is a lot more blurred. But even that, right? What you're suggesting right now, I was having a discussion with Nibs today, believe it or not, and he actually agreed with what I was saying, surprisingly. Oh, I actually was genuinely surprised. But we were talking about Ghost of Yote, and you know the 3.3 million sales, and I get it. Everyone is looking at that 84 million and saying, you know, the attach rate and all this and all that. But at the same time, do we actually know what the attach rate is? Do we know how many people actually picked up that machine? Well, not picked it up, but how many people actually are active users? I know they said they've got 113 million active users right now, but how many of that is PS4? Maybe it gave those numbers in the earnings call, maybe? I'm not sure. But my point being was, you've had 4 variations of the PS5 right now. The digital, the fat, the slim, and the pro. I've owned 2 of those consoles, right? The fat and the pro. There are other people I know that started on the digital, then went to the fat, then to the slim, and are now on the pro. So that's between us 6 PS5s. But there's only 2 consumers. So how much of that theory, well, that factual evidence applies to the 84 million? How many people sold and bought a second one? Or their first machine died to buy a second one? Or they've upgraded by trading it in and picking up another one for the third time, maybe? So that 84 million just doesn't mean much anymore. It doesn't signify how many players are actually playing. And that's the key metric that you're really looking for. But Sony doesn't reveal that number. I tried to find the post I made because that kind of illustrates it a little better, but unfortunately I can't see it. Yeah, I can't see it. No, you can't, John, because there's no pro. I mean, you can to a certain extent, I guess. But Nintendo's the one that's probably the biggest culprit of this. I've seen I've seen some people's collections where they have every single goddamn color for that Switch and every single limited edition of that Switch. They had like over 20 Switches, for God's sake, all just stacked up. But all platforms essentially are subject to this. It's not just PlayStation. But the point I'm making is those waters are now muddied. It's not as clear cut as it used to be. Those, 84 million shipped. It's still 84 million shipped, but what's the actual number of users attached to that 84 million shipped? That's what's important. Not announced, it's rumored. A Not a remake, but a remaster. Jesse. By the way, uh, in the description below, there is a bunch of Eneba links. I am sponsored for this month by Eneba. First sponsor, woo, which is kind of cool. There's a giveaway going on at the moment, so it's open to everyone that wants to take part. Feel free to just click on it. I honestly haven't actually had the time to click on it yet, but it's in the description. So if you do want to take part in that giveaway or a chance to win the giveaway by Enaba, just click on that link and off you go. So in future videos, you're going to see segments for a sponsorship. But it's pretty cool, right? Enaba. It's one of those websites where they sell you like cheap CD keys and stuff like that. But yeah, here's what I said to him, right? Has Sony revealed how many PS5s are in homes? Before you think this is a dig, hear me out, right? This applies to all platforms. Switch is particularly affected by this. Since launch, you've had these 4 units. There's actually variations of this one as these 2 as well. So technically, there's been 6 versions since launch, but 4 realistically. Then you have the 30th anniversary as well, which adds another 2 SKUs. And I'm like saying, I've basically gone from 2 to 4. I know people have gone think. So this whole number, 84 million shipped, realistically is just not good. Now, if we're looking at about 60 million people, then the attach rate for that is around 5% for 3.3 million. It doesn't become bad at that point. But yeah, it's just an interesting discussion we had earlier today, and he agreed as well, which was even weirder. The sales numbers don't make sense for 80 million players. No, they don't, because they don't have 80 million players. I mean, between PlayStation 4 and 5 they do, but on PS5 they don't have it. I'm guessing they're somewhere in the region of about 65 million. Will Xbox buy Warner Brothers games? There's no point, because Warner Brothers wants to sell the brand, but not the IPs. They want to maintain ownership of the IPs. So it doesn't make sense for them to buy Warner Brothers. I don't think anyone's going to buy Warner Brothers. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, Force. They don't really have 85 million, because based on what I'm saying there, they're probably sitting on about 65, max 70. We'll never know that, Jesse. Chaos, I know for a fact Sony got the PS Portal and PSVR 2 to be included with the PS5 units sold to be counted. Who knows, Byron? Who knows? They consistently say that it's an accessory, and in their books it comes up as an accessory. If they do count it. But I thought this was interesting because people don't look at this often and just look at how many units have been shipped, but they don't consider that in this day and age people have a normal version and and they upgrade the path. And so they don't just have one unit in their house. They cycle through, but all of those count towards that big, massive number. But realistically, it's not that big of a number. In this case, it was, but half of it, Jesse. Jesus. How about the disingenuous articles that the PlayStation Portal attachment rate is now higher than mobile? Wait, what? How do you even get an attachment rate for mobile? I mean, for Portal. What is the attachment for Portal? Jesse, I've had this argument before, and I was absolutely crucified. They all came for me like a hound of wolves, man. But I agree. I agree. I agree. But I'm still kind of held up on what she said here. So from that perspective, we believe that the PS5... No, not this one. Sorry. This one. There are many active users enjoying the PS5. No, that's not it either. I guess I didn't save that clip. Where she said that they're looking to do work to make sure that it's easier to basically port to Xbox, PC, and wherever. I mean, it could be that Sony's planning their own launcher as well, so that's always possible. Don't forget that this has been a gray area because Christopher Drink says it's not. I mean, what classifies as an attachment for the Portal? You're not buying games. You're not buying anything physical to attach with it, unless they're talking about PlayStation Premium. No way, the attachment rate time. It's the tablet controller stuck to it. I mean, yeah, but I must have lost the page. But basically, the CFO was saying that they want PlayStation games development to be streamlined so they can get those games out to other platforms a lot easier, which is interesting. It's interesting that she would say that. I'm just surprised I lost the quote. Read their reports, but I rarely remember anything. Yeah, I'm not bothering reading their reports. I'm not into the analytics side of things, man. That's just not my forte. I don't care how much money they made or whatever. I just think that this could be the first season that we actually see a PS5 Pro. Chat, I'm gonna go grab myself another glass of water. I really need it. So I'm gonna be right back. I think my older cat is crazy, by the way. Also, Bullets and Byron, you were right in regards to the tea. I just had a look and saw what the box was, and I am utterly flabbergasted at what it is. I can't believe you guys were right. It is good old PG Tips. No, no, no. I went to grab some water. I went to grab some water to stay hydrated. I didn't have any. I drank the water I had here already, and my big glass is nowhere to be found, so I need hydration. Yeah, that was debunked a little while ago, though, Diablo. So I'm not sure. There's no really real way of showing. I know if you look at Sony's financial earnings, it comes up as an accessory. I remember vaguely something like that. Yeah. You're just jealous, Bullets. Jealous. Hey, Greymanad. But Reggie says he's surprised. He's surprised. The Xbox has not yet fully embraced the Switch 2. Maybe because it's on Nvidia and not AMD. But they're saying with a large part of the Xbox business now being publishing, by definition, they're a big third-party publisher that also makes some hardware. They are no longer directly competing with PlayStation business. Reggie says, put your damn games on Switch, you damn punk. I like Reggie. I don't think there'll ever be someone as passionate for their brand as Reggie. That guy was advertising Nintendo everywhere he went. No matter where he was, that DS came out of his pocket. Reggie shocked. Formatage. That's a VR game, right? If I'm not mistaken. Well, not Switch 1, but Switch 2. What does fully embrace mean? Actually start releasing the games. There's a few games that are Connect. Those won't work, right? And then there is a certain number of games that are not built with the default kind of template that Microsoft gave developers, but the majority will work. I heard a turn-based. Is Woodpit drunk? Man, I thought I was tired. Man, Jesus. I heard a turn-based. Byron, I was saying you got the T right. It was PG Tips. I still see it, Woodpit. I still see it. A candid camera. Emulators are different. I'm talking about consoles. Toy Story 5 got a trailer? Wait, they're still doing Toy Story? Jesus. I don't think third-party games are struggling. I just don't think anything sells on Nintendo outside of Nintendo. Mate, do you know how much a PO box is for a year? Google it. I actually was going to get one. Right? And then I saw the price they want per month. They're on drugs. They're high as a kite. They're crazy. But I was going to get one and say, hey guys, if you want to send anything, you can. But Jesus, they wanted like, I think it was like 250 quid for the year. It's an investment though. I don't know, man. They don't look like a good investment for 6 months. Not when all I'm going to get through is garbage. So apparently, PayPal has, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but PayPal has turned around and said that they're not allowing money to be paid to Twitch streamers that use a VTuber personality. So they've basically stopped they're stopping VTubers from earning money on Twitch. Yeah, they're actually stopping people earning money. In fact, I was reading an article today. On Kickstarter, they sell all sorts of things, right? From standard stuff to lewd stuff to 18 rated stuff. And if you have a campaign on Kickstarter that actually has fully censored but sexually explicit content, Stripe, who basically deals with all the transactions for MasterCard and Visa, they basically step in and stop transactions going through. It's getting crazy. You can't spend your money where you want to spend it anymore. These companies need a different, they need regulation. It's getting out of hand. They need to be regulated by the government. Yeah, no, I'm good with that. I don't want that, man. That doesn't sound too bad, but compared to Prime Delivery, it kind of is. How's it going, Brick? Apparently, I'm guessing because most VTubers have their digital tits out. So, it looks too spicy. That's the only thing I can think of. Chaos is a Lancaster. Why? Lancaster, from the Lord of the Rings. Jesus. But it's getting mental that according to PayPal, they now are. PayPal don't like looking at tits. They like, they don't want to look at none of that stuff, or even digital ones or anime ones. They just want to look at nuns. What am I expecting from this 40-minute state of play? Something good coming from Japan. I don't know. I know we're not going to see a near game because reasons, but if we do, you're going to see me turn into a little kid and I'm going to be jumping for joy. And yeah, probably run around the house for a little bit. I know. uh, but yeah, and then I've read that article about Kickstarter, and they showed like the article showed some of the images being used, and it is fully 100% censored. You can't see anything. But because of those fully censored images that were being shown, Stripe stepped in and basically blocked the group's chances of actually getting funded. That's crazy. I mean, did you guys hear about that? In the UK, I think it was Santander. The guy went to the bank to withdraw £2,000 because he wanted to buy a bike. And so they asked him, "What's the money for?" And he said, "It's none of your business. I just want to pull the money out." And they said, "Yeah, but we need to know what it's for." And he said, "Why?" And they said, "Well, we need to know what it's for before we can give you the money." And so he said, "Fine, it's for a birthday gift for my son. It's a bike." And then they said, "What type of bike is it?" And he's going, "What does it matter?" And they said, "Well, we need to know what type of bike you're buying." I'm like, "Bitch, it's my money. Give me my damn money." And they refuse to give the guy his money. That's crazy, man. We're living in a world now where you work like a fucking dog and can't actually spend your own money. Mate, the guy was in his 30s. He wants to buy a bike for his son. He's 30 years old. Nah, if I'm going there and I want money, give me the damn money. How old was his son? Mate, was you the one at the bank? You know what? I need to go back and see if this actual bank was in Liverpool. This is starting to sound way too sus. This is starting to sound way, way too sus. Mate, it doesn't matter what he's getting. If he's pulling out the money and he wants to spend it, it's his money. He can get scammed all he likes. Hey, sup, sorry. You know, it's his money. If I'm gonna go get scammed, I'm gonna go get scammed. If there's no difference between me paying that money on a bike that might not be worth it and me going and to a strip club and throwing it at the girls. I'm still burning it one way or the other. Just one is making my kid happy, the other one's making me happy. But they wouldn't allow you to do that either. You got scammed by EA, you bought Battlefield 5? Ah, you should have bought Battlefield 6. Your mistake was there. Yeah, the fact that if that is actually a law, Gorsty, then that's a problem with the law. If I've gone in and I've said, I want my money, you give me my money. You don't ask me what I want to use it for. You've got no right to ask me what I'm going to use it for. The moment that a bank asks me that question, my money gets transferred from that bank the same day, instantly. No questions asked. I will go to the next bank down the road and I will sign up to their account and I will transfer everything that day and get my money out that way. If they want to lose my custom for that, they're more than welcome to. But they are not going to dictate how I spend my money. Mate, if I want to, I will take that grand, I'll bring it home, put it in the fireplace and burn it so I can heat myself. It's none of their business. It's my money. My paper. I do what the hell I like with it. Steve decided to venture into the great outdoors. He saw Stellar Blade and the arse cheeks. I'm guessing he felt a little funny inside when he saw that perfect round ass and decided that he needed to step away. At least that's what the legend says anyway. Yeah, Susanna, I get that. Oh, what are you playing, Steve? Oh, I will say this though. That one-on-one with Ryu Hayabusa was sick. That was insane. That was such a good fight. I liked it. He kicked my ass, but then I kicked his ass. It was a good fight. Might be spoilers for some, but it's okay. You don't know what it's. I'm not giving any details, but it was good. Technically, that's a crime. I mean, yeah, because you're defacing the queen or the king's face. But hey, it happens. You know, I'm not gonna get into it, but it happens in every country. But yeah, what's your guys' message to Reggie, Mr. Reggie, who says, "Oi, Phil, get your damn games onto my Switch too. I want those Xbox Premium games, that Outer Worlds 2 on my Switch 2, running in 4K at 60 FPS, native." That's gonna make just it. If you deface the monarchy's base, yeah. It's the same as in Turkey as well. You can't deface it because it has the Atatürk's picture on it. They should build hardware that is capable. I mean, the Switch 2 is kind of on par with the Series S. So if the Series S can run it, I mean, theoretically running through DLSS, it should be okay, right? Uh, Diablo, I heard they got it running at 160p resolution, but that was it. I mean, they must have some dev kits, right? Because they already made a couple of games. Or is that still on the Switch 1? I can't remember. xCloud is going to India. The state of greatness is soon indeed. It's in 29 minutes. 29 minutes? Wait, is this live? Okay, never mind. It's in 16 minutes. 16. 16. But yeah, xCloud Gaming is now rolling out in India. This is a good thing. I don't understand why people are saying this is bad. I know, you know, like Xbox and stuff aren't available in these countries, so having the ability to play Xbox games through the cloud is a godsend. I do think that they need a cloud-only tier and not force people onto that silly $30 or $23 ultimate tier. They should just be a cloud tier only for like maybe $15. But that's just me. I feel like they're missing an opportunity there. Yes, they do, John. So this is apparently a rendition of what the Steam Deck controller, well, the new Steam controller is supposed to look like. I don't understand why people are going crazy over this one. It doesn't look good. You like it? That looks like the most awkwardest thing to control, man. Your hands are going to be like, I mean, you know, the thumbs feel so weirdly placed. They're not at the bottom or anywhere, man. It's just, it's like they looked at the Steam Deck design and said, right, we're going to be inspired by stupid, and then they created this. It looks absolutely horrible and uncomfortable. Now, the two trackpads, basically mouse pads, are really cool. I like that. But the analog sticks placement is just wrong. I don't know. I just don't like the analog stick placements for these. It looks weird. It looks horrible, and good luck to them. But apparently Steam was supposed to do some big announcements next week for hardware. So we may actually finally see the Decade, which is their new Steam Deck VR, and potentially see their new console as well, which will be interesting because that console will technically play PlayStation games, it's going to play Xbox games, and it's going to play PC games from any launcher. So Those are trackpads, yeah. That's its only saving grace because they're mouse pads, basically. They're, you know, for first-person shooter games and stuff like that, it's going to be amazing. They're for navigating the main OS easier, and for especially for FPS games, they're going to be really, really damn useful. Oreo controller? But yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. How long have we got left? We've got 11 minutes. All right. I'm going to leave this segment here to stupid. This next section of my stream is being dedicated to stupid. Because there was a lot of stupid happening this week. So I made a collection of stupid just so we can have a look at how stupid some of these people can be. Now, before I get into the next stupid, what is the number one thing that PlayStation fans say that, you know, is the most important thing for your branding gaming? Right. No, not Xbox is dead. It's about PlayStation. You're close. But console sales. But Tripster here says Nintendo fanboys still think that selling a lot of hardware means a company is successful. Not true at all. Companies are barely making any revenue from hardware sales at all. You can sell 300 million Switch 2s and still be in third place. Success isn't about how many pieces of console you can sell. This isn't the 90s. What? Just wait a minute. They've been crying that it's all about the console sales and how many units they can sell and how many 84 millions that they got. But now it's not about console sales? Success isn't brought around by the number of console sales? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It gets better, though. It gets better. Because Tripster decided that, you know, he had one more in him. He was going to come back and redeem himself, right? My guy came back and he said, I'm going to, you know what? With that whole console sales thing and whatnot, I made a mistake and I'm going to redeem myself because this is what I do. So now he said, Donkey Kong Bonanza, almost 4 months to get similar numbers on a console, which has first-party high attach rates with AAA and party support. Ghost of Yote, impressive. And then someone kindly points out that it took Ghost of Yote 84 million shipped units to get 3.3 million sold, compared to Nintendo's 10 million, where they sold 3.4 million. There's a dumb donut born every day, folks. I mean, I don't even get it. How do you compare these numbers and say that, you know, Donkey Kong Bonanza was a failure? How do you even compare those numbers? You are talking at a 34% attach rate compared to a what? 2% attach rate? I don't know. It's mental, man. But you know what? He still had one more in him. He still had one more in him. Because he came up with this. Don't forget, Tripster said that he's a PC gamer and not a console gamer. Right? He said that he is a PC gamer. But it says, meanwhile, PC beggars. And then he says, so he's essentially calling himself a. I don't even know anymore. Like, what is. Like, every time he posts something, he's just making himself look more and more stupid. Like, they're stupid, and then there's this guy. Like, I don't understand, man. It's just stupid. And we have this from Mark Cerny. This is an official response, by the way. Stupid is as stupid does. We've shifted our focus substantially. In the past, we were largely creating custom technologies just for PlayStation platforms. But now with Project Emetheus, which every pony has been hyping up, we're placing substantially more of a focus on co-engineering and code development with AMD on their roadmap, hardware, and libraries. So basically, instead of now being completely custom, they are basically saying we're just going to do what AMD tells us to do, and we're going to add our own little twist to it, but we're basically using what they do. That change will have a large impact because when developers can create their technology with the understanding that it will work across multiple platforms such as desktop, laptops, and consoles, there will be a much larger pickup of the new features, so I believe we'll see outsized impact from technologies around this past week. So potentially another game getting announced for Xbox, or could be anything, but you can see that they're expanding. That he's no longer talking about making custom hardware for the next PlayStation. The next PlayStation is basically going to be more or less a PC. And then you got this. For some reason, Sunset Overdrive now is back in the limelight. Let me ask you guys a question. And this is a serious question, folks. You're going to have to get your thinking caps onto this. If I gave you a contract to sign that said you're going to give me your car, your house, everything for free, and then you sign that contract and I take your car, your house, and everything for free, whose fault is it that you just lost your car, your house, and everything for £0? Whose fault is that? Me? Why is it my fault? Wait, why is it my fault? Shut up. It was not signed under duress. It was signed under free will. Let's just see. Why isn't no audio coming through? Good thing I sorted that out because there's no audio coming through. Ah, scheiße. We'll have to use this for now then. You guys can hear that, right? It wasn't too loud? There's nothing predatory about this. I just said, look, hey, buddy, here's a contract. I want you to sign everything over for free. And in return, you're going to mow my lawn. So you mow my lawn and I get your house and your car. Seems like a fair deal to me. And then you sign that deal. You come over to my property. You mow the lawn. And in exchange, I take your house and car. Is that me? Obviously, it's a bad deal. But who's to blame here for accepting that contract? I booted it up the other day, Brandon, and then fell asleep. I've been doing that a lot lately, so I'm sorry. I haven't actually got around to it yet. But the situation between Insomniac and Microsoft was that Microsoft basically made them, well, said to them, hey, we want you to build this game, but we're going to take 95% of the profits, or like 98% of the profits, if not more. And you can have whatever's left over. And so they said okay and signed it. And then they started crying that they got £500 and £600 worth of profit. I'm capped already.
State of Play 日本をご覧いただきありがとうございます。本日 MC を務めます梶裕貴です。今回は State of Play の特別編として日本やアジア初のゲームにスポットを当ててお届けします。大人気シリーズの最新作から
Can you guys hear stuff clearly or do you want me to up the volume more?
情報をたっぷりご紹介します。ドラゴンクエスト7リイマジンドからスタートです。
Oh, Dragon Quest 7.
World's mysteries, didn't we?
I know I'd regret missing out on the fun far more than any bother we might get.
I've opened it a little bit more. More.
I haven't thought about it.
You want me to put the volume up a bit more?
I should try doing all the things that humans do.
To find my own purpose, something only I can do.
Did he prevail? Doth he yet rule over this realm?
It's lost to Akira Toriyama design. It's kind of gone for that kind of youngster, chibi, realistic-y looking.
This is the stuff! You and me battling side by side again. Flame splitter!
Is the audio
There's
still
no
too
time
low?
to waste. Here's to one last
Like
adventure.
it's literally on par with me.
このドールルックと呼ばれるグラフィック素敵ですね。そして再構築されたシナリオには大人になったキーファが。どのような物語が待ち受けているのかお楽しみに。さて続いてはちょっと穏やかな気持ちになれる2作品から発売時期の発表です。インコンビニワンストアメニーストーリーズはささやかな日常を描く心温まる物語。プレイヤーは小さな町のコンビニ店員となり、棚に商品を並べたり顔なじみのお客さんと交流したりしながら選択を通じて物語を紡いでいきます。心地のいい効果音でリラックス、ガチャやコレクションといった遊び心のある要素でお楽しみいただけます。インコンビニワンストアメニーストーリーズは2026年4月発売です。コーヒートーク東京は東京の小さなカフェを舞台にしたノベルアドベンチャーゲーム。プレイヤーはバリスタとなり心温まる一杯を入れてお客様の声に耳を傾けます。人間はもちろん雪女やカッパなど日本の妖怪の末裔たちもカフェを訪れ悩みや喜びを語り合います。コーヒートーク東京は2026年3月5日発売です。続いてのゲームは、おや急に静かになった気がしませんか。なんだか寒気も。さまざまな社会問題に切り込む人気ホラーシリーズブロークンロアから2作品が登場。
Broken Law brings us 2 titles.
1作目はブロークンロアアンフォロー。 SNS の暗い影に焦点を当てた一人称視点のホラーゲーム。見知らぬ不気味な家で目覚めたアン。脱出するため過去のトラウマや亡霊たちに追い詰められながらスマートフォンを駆使して出口を探していきます。ブロークンロアアンフォローは2026年1月16日発売です。
It used the German mobile phone
さら
as
に
well.
本日はシリーズ最新作ブロークンロアアセンドを初公開。シリーズおなじみの一人称視点のサバイバルホラーにクライミング要素が加わりました。前作ドントウォッチに引き続き東京が舞台の今作。主人公のレンとユイは動画配信サイトでの名声を求め危険を顧みずに東京タワーに挑みます。そこで2人を待ち受けるのは妖怪66尾。ブロークンロアアセンドは2026年夏発売予定です。
So this is Minakami Village.
Team Ninja.
A ritual so forbidden that speaking of it is taboo. And a place
Oh,
that
nice,
must
David.
never be seen.
I mean,
If
is it a good thing that you had a short day?
The camera obscura.
Oh, this is Fatal Frame.
Hurry, leave the village. If you can get out of the village, you'll be able to escape your fate.
Don't let go. Together.
The twins, where are they? The ritual. Accept the fate of the sacrifice!
The festival failed. It's all because we ran away.
What if we don't run away?
We'll be together forever.
Yeah, it's the
Fatal
remake of
Frame
Crimson
2.
Butterfly.
Crimson Butterfly. Remake.
This came out already on the Switch too.
Shall we?
Looks like it's
Begin.
finally landing on consoles. Or PS5 anyway.
本日は光栄テクモゲームスよりゼロ赤い蝶リメイクディレクターの柴田さんにお越しいただきました。 柴田さん、よろしくお願いいたします。
はい、よろしくお願いします。
2003年に発売されたゼロ赤い蝶が今回待望のリメイクということなんですけれども、トレーラーを拝見して恐ろしさがさらにパワーアップしていたように感じるんですが、そちら何か秘密はあるんでしょうか？
はい、ありがとうございます。光と影ですね。ホラーにとって重要なところについてはすごくこだわってライティングして、見えるところと見えないところのバランスを追求しています。またそのキャラクターの肌の質感、透明感とか、
Rick, you know I'm gonna get that first try, right?
この感じですよね。もうリアルに表現しました。チーム忍者のアクションディレクターも参加していますので、バトルも楽しんでいただきたいです。
だんだん声のが近づいてくるのをじっくり見ながら、ギリギリで撮影するっていう怖さ、ゲームシステムのいいところは踏襲しながら、実際のカメラのようなズームだったりピントあったりという新しい要素を追加しました。またこのフィルター、カメラのフィルターがあると思うんですが、それを切り替えると、見え方が変わっていってですね、音量に対してさまざまな効果があります。その戦闘でも探索でも特徴的な効果がありますので、状況に応じて切り替えながら使ってゲームを進めていきます。
早くプレイしたいですさあ、本日は発売日の解禁という嬉しいニュースがありましたが、他にも新情報をご用意いただいたんですよね。
はい、実はデジタルデラックスエディションも発売が決定しました。こちらにはデジタルアートブックや特別な衣装が含まれており、本日初出場となります。本日から予約受付もスタートします。予約特典も各種ご用意しておりますので、皆さんぜひチェックしてみてください。
発売が待ち遠しいですね。柴田さん、本日はお忙しい中ありがとうございました。ゼロ赤い蝶リメイクは2026年3月12日発売予定です。そして光栄テクモゲームズからもう一つ発表があります。こちらの映像をご覧ください。
The one I'm going to release on potentially tomorrow for the portal. That would be great.
That you appeared before me.
Dynasty Warriors! Insanely boring.
Fellow sons of the Yellow Earth, fly by my side. For together, we shall see the new age of peace with our own hands.
Visions of the Four Heroes.
続いて9月に放送したステイトオブプレイではグランツーリスモシリーズの生みの親山内和則さんからグランツーリスモ7の大型アップデートスペック3が年末に配信されると発表がありました。本日は山内さんから追加のお知らせが届いています。早速見てみましょ
う。PlayStation 1 theme.
皆さんこんにちは。グランツーリスモシリーズプロデューサー山内和則です。間もなくグランツーリスモ1億本突破を記念したスペック3がリリースされますけれども、それに加えてもう一つニュースがあります。その名もですね、グランツーリスモ7パワーパックです。でパワーパックとは何かというとですね、これまでのグランツーリスモ7、グランツーリスモシリーズが言ってみればレースゲームだったわけですけれども、パワーパックはリアルレーシングです。でその中には例えば24時間レースみたいなものも含まれています。でそういった本当にハードコアなリアルなレースの世界っていうものを、一度はグランツーリスモでやってみたかったので、今回パワーパックを作りました。パワーパックもスペック3と同時にこの年末にリリースされます。であともう一つは 12月の20日ですね、
You ain't getting any
福
more
岡で
base than that.
グランツーリスモワールドシリーズの最終戦、ワールドファイナルが行われます。その会場でも皆さんにお会いできることを今から楽しみにしています。
Genshin Impact. They released the character based on Xbox. I mean, I call her Xbox.
山内和則さん、ありがとうございました。グランツーリスモ7パワーパックでのリアルレーシングにご期待ください。さあ、どんどん参りましょう。記録と再生で道を切り開く新感覚レコードパズルアクション、モーションレック。移動する、ジャンプする、そして動きの軌跡を記録して再生する。一見進めそうにない道も記録した動きを別の場所で再生すれば必ず突破できる。多彩なギミックを駆使して荒廃したステージを探索し、機械に支配された世界の謎を解き明かしましょう。モーションレックは2026年春発売です。武教 RPG ワンダリングソード、すべての DLC を同梱した完全版がバージョンアップされてプレイステーション5に登場。ピクセルアートで描かれる古代の中国を舞台にしたオープンワールド RPG。 主人公は英雄を夢見て旅に出ます。
HD2D remakes.
俺が歩むべき道だ。
I've been
プレイ
spoiled
ヤ
by
ー
the
の選択によって
HD2D
変わる
remakes now.
20種類のエンディング、
And it's RTS
戦
as
略もア
well.
クションも楽しめる
The
2 種
only
類の戦
RTS
闘
is
モー
worth playing are
ド、そして
Super
新た
Rebel
に
Wars.
日本人キャストによる日本語フルボイスを実装。
あなたと共にあるならこの命惜しくはございません。
2026年5月28日発売です。愛ソムニウムファイルシリーズ最新作、伊達要は眠らないフロム愛ソムニウムファイルがプレイステーション5とプレイステーション4に登場。特殊捜査官伊達要と彼の火種に埋め込まれた AI 相棒がさらわれたネットアイドルイリスの行方を追います。調査を進める捜査パート、真相心理を探るソムニウムパート、そして新たに追加された脱出パート、3つのパートを行き交い事件の真相に迫ります。プレイステーション5向けに進化したグラフィックで緊迫した物語が展開されます。伊達要は眠らないフロムアイソムニウムファイルは2026年2月26日発売です。あの伝説のゲームが20年ぶりにプレイステーションに帰ってきます。日本ゲーム大賞2025優秀賞も受賞した首都高バトルがついに復活。首都環状を舞台にカスタムした自分だけのマシンで400人以上のライバルと戦い、新時代の頂点を目指せ。シリーズ独自の SP バトルはドライバーの精神力を数値化したスピリットポイントを削り合う戦い。速さも重要ですがライバルとの心理戦こそが勝負を決める鍵となります。首都高バトルは2026年2月26日発売。パズル、RPG、推理アドベンチャー、そしてレースゲームまでバリエーションが豊かでしたね。さてここからはバンダイナムコエンターテインメントから DLC のお知らせです。塊魂シリーズ最新作マンスアポンは塊魂に2つの新 DLC が登場。第1弾塊魂ダンスダンスリミックスパック、第2弾塊魂ネオリミックスパック。5つの新しいリミックス BGM と10個の衣装アイテムをそれぞれ収録。各 DLC 配信時に特別な衣装アイテムを全員にプレゼント。最高のビートと新しいスタイルで今年を締めくくろう。ソニック・ザ・ヘッジホッグがパックマンワールド2リパックに登場します。ソニックならではのスピード感が味わえる新ステージに加え、おなじみのギミックやキャラクターも登場します。さらにボス戦ではドクターエッグマンとの戦いが待ち受けます。パックマンワールド2リパックソニック・ザ・ヘッジホッグコラボレーションコンテンツはプレイステーション5とプレイステーション4で本日から配信開始。先月プレイステーション5で発売されたデジモンストーリータイムストレンジャーシーズンパスの DLC 第1弾追加デジモン&エピソードパック1アルタネイトディメンションがついに登場。新たに追加される個性豊かな5体のデジモンととある人物たちを巡る物語が展開します。
その思いに俺たちも応える。
DLC 第1弾追加デジモン&エピソードパック1アルタネイトディメンションはこの冬配信です。今年8月に発売されたスーパーロボット対戦 Y から DLC が登場します。 DLC1 では銀河旋風ブライガー、ザ・ビッグオー、フート探偵、仮面ライダースカルの肖像の3作品が収録。3作品に関わる追加エリアミッションや追加プレイヤブル機体が楽しめます。スーパーロボット対戦 Y DLC1 は11月21日配信です。
さあ、お前の罪を数えろ。
So Susanna, the Super Robot Wars games are basically a collaboration of mecha anime that come together, and they basically take part in an original story that's written by the original writers of the anime. They collaborate and bring all of them together with the original voice actors and everything. It's really cool.
12月16日に決定しました。このアップデートでは巨撃竜ゴグマジオスが登場予定です。さらにエンドコンテンツの拡充や季節イベント交わりの催事も予定しています。12月16日から一狩り行こうぜ。
Mentors die, I think in like the 5th episode, but in the game you've got the option to save him,
続いては
and then
ソニック
the
レーシン
writer
グ
actually
クロ
wrote
スワー
a
ルド
whole
からのア
timeline
ップデート
of
情
how
報で
it
す。
would play out if he didn't die at that point in time. So you get to see like an alternate reality and stuff like that. Really cool. Night. Aye, aye. I'm so good at demonetized. Thank you, Sonic Racing. Yeah, it's really cool stuff, man. Like the stories that come together. You also have the other one.
11月20日に配信です。
The one that's released
続い
in
て
the
ご紹介するのはアクションアドベンチャ
version of the
ー
games.
ネバーグレイブ
They don't
ザ・ウィッ
have
チ&ザ・カース新トレーラーの公開とさらに発売日もついに解禁です。
mechas, and they're like totally original stories with like new characters and made up mechs and stuff, because just too many people own the licenses for stuff, so it becomes a lot more difficult to get them to agree. Like there's like some animes where 5 or 6 companies own the rights to it, and each of them want a huge cut, so they just in the end decided that they're just gonna make original characters, original mecha for the Western world, while the Japanese get the thing, the better version. But if you get the Asian version of the game, if I'm not mistaken, that has English text. Japanese dub but English text, so you can at least read everything that is being said, and all the menus are in English and everything, so really cool stuff. This is another little decent Metroidvania type of game, but it looks almost roguey as well, right? Never Grave!
ネバーグレイブザ・ウィッチ&ザ・カース開発責任者酒井康臣さんにお越しいただきました。酒井さん、よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
酒井さん、トレーラーではゴーレムのような敵と戦っていたシーンがとても印象的だったんですけど、そのボス戦の魅力、そして他にどんなボスが登場するのか教えていただけますか？
はい。レーザー攻撃を繰り出していた巨大なゴーレムは最初のダンジョン遺跡のボスです。本作のボスはそれぞれ独自の攻撃パターンや特殊なギミックを持っていて、一筋縄ではいかないようになっています。例えば植物のボスは風を使ったり、ドラゴンのボスは溶岩を使ったり、マリオネットのボスはプレイヤーが使う魔法と似た魔法を使います。ボスによっては特定の敵への憑依が攻略の鍵になることもあります。またローグライクの要素によってダンジョン内のプレイヤー強化も毎回異なるため、 ボスに繰り返し挑戦しても新鮮な緊張感を味わえると思います。
酒井さん、スタジオにお越しくださりありがとうございました。
お前が今いるこの場所は世界で唯一 DBS を搭載した実験室だ。
DBS 起動準備が整いました。3、2、1。
アバターとは可能性の海からサルベージしたデータをもとに構築した誰かの姿だ。ラグナというのはお前がダイブの際に使用できるアバターのうちの一つの名称だ。
つまり可能性のかけらとは無数に分岐する僕たちの未来の一部ということかい？
世界を救うためにはもっと情報が必要だ。
君はドクター・メルクリウスが何か隠していると思ってます？
たとえアバターとリンクしていてもデータで構成された空間の中でお前は異物だ。
このことドクター・メルクリウスに報告します。
あなたは可能性のかけらを一つ手に入れました。
全ては可能性だ。
ガンペ、やめてください。黒な獣、
サルベージだ。そうだろう。
私たちが解析しているあの記憶の正体、一体何
？This looks cool. This looks cool. Entropy effect looks good. I like it. I liked it.
ブレイブルーエントロピーエフェクト X は完全新作ストーリー。そしてシリーズ過去作から直人黒金が参戦します。お楽しみに。さて、どんどん行きましょう。続いて冒険シーンをくすぐるラインナップを一挙にご紹介です。呪われた魔王デイモンと人間の子供が織りなす心温まる冒険活劇デーモン&ベイビー。探索要素とツインスティックシューターの戦闘システムを融合させた新感覚のアクション RPG。 アイテムを集めレベルを上げて新たなスキルを習得し広大なステージを攻略しましょう。ステージはバラエティ豊かな敵やギミックがいっぱい。マシンガンやショットガンなど展開の武器を使って攻撃しましょう。魔王が赤ん坊を背負いながら戦い、その絆が深まっていく物語も大きな見どころです。子連れ魔王の壮大な冒険の幕が上がります。デーモン&ベイビーはプレイステーション5とプレイステーション4で2026年初旬発売です。
Why are these games so weirdly Japanese?
ディスガイアシリーズのスタッフが手掛ける完全新作 3D アクション RPG 狂乱魔改ズム。主人公は倒した敵を獣魔として従え共に戦うことができます。強靭なドラゴンや妖艶なサキュバスなど獣魔の種類は全部で16種類。一緒に戦わせるのはもちろん武器に変えて強力な技を放つことも可能です。全ての力を使いこなし裏切り者から大切なプリンを取り戻しましょう。狂乱魔改ズムは2026年1月29日発売です。
I take it back. Game is 10 out of 10.
運命のトリガーはアンリアルエンジン5で開発された次世代のタクティカルヒーローシューターです。公開されているアウェイクナー10名に加え新たにアタッカータイプのファリー、そしてディフェンダータイプのタタとその相棒ロボットビビが参戦します。分身を操り敵を翻弄するファリー、拠点を難攻不落の砦に変えていく奇才エンジニアのタタ。それぞれの個性的な能力を駆使してライバルを打ち破りましょう。さらに待望の新マップも。高くそびえる城壁、複雑な地形、変化に富む路地によって構成されます。全ての戦闘が唯一無二の体験になること間違いなし。お気に入りのヒーローを見つけ新しい戦場で世界中のプレイヤーと競い合いましょう。ちなみに私は運命のトリガーにて両院の声を担当しています。他にも魅力的なキャラクターが勢ぞろいしていますのでぜひプレイしてみてくださいね。次はスクエアエニックスの大人気シリーズ最新作 オクトパストラベラーゼロに関する発表です。
Hey, I don't care. They were jiggly. See, Calandros gets it. It did look like a Fortnite gun, didn't it? This looks like it was made in RPG Maker, but the music is nice. Octopath Traveler. Okay.
You're finally awake.
If you can best me in battle, my technique shall be yours. Oh, scarlet flame, blaze bright and cleanse this sacred land. Here they come! Let me see you bleed! Go down! Fly!
Wounds be healed.
How's that?
All the riches of the world are mine. Why, I'll even give you this dirty little town you so love, to do with as you please.
Power and the fear it induces is the only thing that can control people. You're a survivor of Wishvale. I will see you punished with my own two hands.
You see, chat, what we need to do is play these games on stream from start to finish. I'll be playing one game for the whole year, but it'll be totally worth it.
I'm ready when you are.
Fame is nothing more than pretense.
Will you continue to grip the blade of revenge, consumed by hatred? Marvelous! Let the finale begin!
Demo available and the save will carry over. This is actually a pretty decent show.
そしてなんと本日から体験版の配信を開始します。体験版はゲーム冒頭3時間をプレイできます。体験版でプレイした内容は本編発売時に引き継ぎが可能です。主人公のキャラクターメイクや序盤のストーリーをお楽しみください。本日はアークシステムワークスからマーベルトークンファイティングソウルズプロデューサーの山中さん、アートディレクターの黒坂さんにお越しいただきました。お二人ともどうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
よろしくお願いいたします。
マーベルトークンファイティングソウルズはどんな思いを込めて制作されたのか、それからファンの皆さんにはどんな体験を味わってほしいと考えていらっしゃるのかお話しいただけますでしょうか。
はい、このタイトル日本から世界へというキーワードを掲げて開発してまして、マーベルってもともとやっぱりアメリカで生まれてアメリカで育ってきた今や巨大なコンテンツになっていると思うんですけれども、それをですね我々日本人がどのように受け止めて、解釈して再構築して日本人らしくアークシステムワークスらしく出力していくかというところを非常にテーマの大きなテーマとして掲げています。その新しいマーベル日米のカルチャーが融合したマーベルというのをファンの方にぜひ楽しんでいただきたいなと思ってます。
これは続報がますます楽しみですね。
はい、で今回ですねプレイステーション5にて第2回目のクローズドベータを実施させていただきます。12月の第1週の週末を予定しておりまして、第1回 CBT、クローズドベータテストのキャラクターに加えてスパイダーマンとゴーストライダーがプレイアブルとなっております。本日はですね、2回目となるクローズドベータテストのですね予告トレーラーを持ってきました。こちらをご覧ください。
親愛なる隣人スパイダーマンだ。
さあ始めようぜ。
Spider-Man swings in. Ghost Rider. I wonder what they're going to close with. You know, me 10-15 years ago would have been all over this Marvel vs. Capcom 2 era. I'm just not into beat 'em ups anymore. You know, the X-Men vs. Street Fighter era, Marvel vs. Capcom era, SNK vs. Capcom era. I mean, yeah, graphically this looks better than those, but I feel like it's a couple generations too late. But I hope it does well. it'll be good for people. Japan version? Hey, after they just released Fallout 4 again, why not?
いやー、ワクワクさせられましたね。どんな展開になるのか期待です。トレーラーに映っていたのって X マンションのステージですよね。こちらは新しいステージなんでしょうか。
さすがよく気づきましたね。
そうですね。今回の X マンションステージ、いろいろな宝探しを楽しんでもらえるように、細かいネタだったり、ギミックだったりをいっぱい仕込んでますので、ぜひね、プレイしてこちら見ていただけると嬉しいと思ってます。このステージは1エリアだけのステージになっています。エリアが少ないので、ちょっとね、内容が薄いって思う方もいるかもしれませんが、こちら、バトルの進行に合わせてドラマチックに変化するような面白い仕掛けを取り入れてます。
ゴーストライダーはダークで迫力あるキャラクターですが、ビジュアルやアニメーションをデザインする上でどんなチャレンジがありましたか？
はい。まずゴーストライダーを出すにあたって、まずキャラクター、すぐにゴーストライダーがいるので、そのキャラクターを誰にするのかというところで、かなり悩みがありました。今回ですね、ロビーレイヤーを採用させていただいたわけです。
なぜロビーレイヤーのゴーストライダーを選ばれたんでしょうか？
はい、今日の時点ではちょっと詳しくはお話できないんですけど、ストーリー的にですね、今回ちょっと若い方の、ゴーストライダーを出したいというちょっと事情がありまして、描きたかったっていう事情がありまして、今回はジョニー・ブレズではなくてロビーの方を選んだということになります。
なるほど。僕もマーベルファンの一人として、そして声優としてユニバースにも関わらせていただいているので、今作がどのように広がっていくのかとても楽しみです。それでは最後に世界中のファンの皆さんに向けてメッセージをお願いします。
このゲーム、皆さんのお力をもとにもっともっといいゲームにしていきたいと思っていますので、ぜひ第2回クローズドベータテストにもご参加いただきまして、皆さんが感じたこと、ご意見ご要望をですねいただければと思います。
日本のアニメとアメコミが融合したマーベルの独特のアート表現をぜひプレイして楽しんでください。
本日は素敵なお話を聞かせていただきまして本当にありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
Bandai Namco presents another Elden Ring! Elden Ring! DLC! I called it! I called it!
We must bring an end to it ourselves. Curse this Dreadlord.
My kids enjoyed this for a while, and then they got bored of it. The whole resetting your skills every time you enter just annoyed them. December 4th.
お楽しみいただけましたでしょうか。私も早くプレイしたいゲームばかりです。 PS5 の5周年という節目に改めて PS5 の体験をご説明するとともにいくつかのニュースを共有します。 PS5 の体験といえばデュアルセンスワイヤレスコントローラーです。 PS5 をお買い上げいただくとすぐにアストロズプレイルームで体験いただけますが、キャラクターがステージを動き回る様が これまでにない感覚でお楽しみいただけます。技術的にはアダプティブトリガーとハプティックフィードバック、そして内蔵スピーカーによって目で見る情報、耳から聞く情報、手で感じる情報の3つが調整されて生み出される体験です。そして PS5 は目を見張るような綺麗な映像、ストレスを感じないスピーディーなゲーム進行を実現するための技術も詰め込んでいます。ネットワークを通じて進化し続ける体験、プレイステーションアップ、ファミリーアップを通じたスマホでの体験など、いつでもどこでもフレンドやコンテンツに簡単にアクセスできます。また PS5 においては数千の PS4 向けのゲームも遊ぶことができ、過去にご購入いただいたゲームに加え PS4 向けにしか発売されなかったゲームも遊べます。たくさんの方々にリビングルームの大きなテレビで PS5 をお使いいただいておりますが、プレイステーションポータルリモートプレイヤーを通じてリビングルームを超えて PS5 を楽しめるようなご提案も差し上げております。そして本日ゲーミングモニターを日本と米国で発売することを発表します。鮮やかな映像に加え、デュアルセンスワイヤレスコントローラーを充電できるフックも搭載しています。先日発表しましたパルスエレベートワイヤレススピーカーとともにデスクトップ環境でも PS5 を存分にお楽しみください。 PS5 をどこでどのように楽しむかの選択肢を今後も広げてまいります。最後に PS5 の5周年を記念して日本国内の皆さんに特別なご案内があります。日本アカウント日本語専用の PS5 をご用意します。本モデルは希望小売価格税込55,000円とお求めになりやすい PS5 デジタルエディションです。日本でより多くのプレイヤーの皆さんに PS5 そして素晴らしいゲームをお楽しみいただきたいと思っております。
I don't think so. There's no reason for it to be on PC. Astrobot was made purely as a homage to PlayStation. Everything about that game appeals to the PlayStation community. It's built literally as a tribute to PlayStation, so that's a game I just don't see going anywhere. I'll be very surprised if it does. Yeah, it's a very PS happy game. Like everything about it, even down to Ape Escape, it's just PlayStation, and it's just kind of like a hey, here's a 30 years of PlayStation in one package. Go to town with it, and it's done in such a great way. Like there are certain games you just keep on your platform. That is one of them. You don't put that on anywhere else.
今日ご紹介したすべてのゲームには作品ごとに異なる魅力がたくさん詰め込まれています。時には仲間と一緒に、時には一人でじっくりと。プレイステーションにはあらゆる遊び方があります。この番組が皆さんの次の冒険のきっかけになれば嬉しいです。それではまたお会いしましょう。ありがとうございました。
I thought there would have been one more. That's a lot of games coming in 26 and 25.
PlayStation
Yeah, I'd say that was like a good 7.5 out of 10. There's some other games on there that I didn't like, but overall, this was a good showing. If you like the wacky Japanese stuff, there was a lot there that was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than their actual state of plays, which is weird, but hey, each to their own, right? Seven people did not like it. Oh well. E3 comeback. Shit. 3 out of 10. Jesus. More woke games, please. Waste of time. 0 out of 10. 2 out of 10. Minus 10 out of 10. Jesus Christ. Oh. There was a number of games there that I liked. There was a number of games that I thought were pretty cool. Yeah, there's no reason to read those comments, man. They're just I don't even know what to make of it. Good old D-Batch. I gave it a 7.5, Chili. I think it was good. I think if you like the kind of crazy, wacky Japanese sort of games, there was a lot there for you to be happy with. Super Robot Wars is going to be really good. But next week Thursday is the actual Apple. Not Apple. I'm looking at Apple bloody here. The Golden Joystick Awards. We will be starting very early. I'm going to have the placeholder up probably this weekend so you're all aware. But Thursday's stream will not be starting at the same time next week. This Thursday will be starting same time, but next Thursday it will not. So be aware of that. Oh, Smash Yeti's an idiot. All right, I have a question for people because I don't know the answer. And Koei Tecmo will not respond to me. And they're basically being mean, all right? They're being mean. So the Atelier Riser series are coming out in 2 days, right? The Secret Trilogy Deluxe Pack is being released. They kind of rebundled all 3 games and added extra content. I've never played them and I really want to play them. But they're coming out on the Switch 2, Steam, and PlayStation 5. Does anyone know which version of this is the best version to get? Without any biases, it's not available on Xbox, which is why I didn't say Xbox. So I'm going to be picking this game up. It's quite expensive, so I'd like to pick up the best version. I just don't know which version to get. Yeah, so I guess we can go this way. So they're re-releasing all 3 of them. And you can pick them up as a bundle, but they're only gonna in terms of availability, it's available on PlayStation 4, 5, Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, and Steam. In terms of text languages, the consoles have Japanese, English, and French, whereas Steam has Japanese, English, traditional Chinese, simplified Chinese, Korean, and French. Audio for all of them are in Japanese, unfortunately. There is no English audio. Not really sure why they stopped doing English audio, but they did, which is a shame. But I don't know which version to get. Because it's I think it's like £75 for all 3 of them, which is a bit pricey considering they aren't new games. They're just repackaged games with extra content, and they're only digitally available as well. So you can't buy them physically either. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of torn between the Steam version and the PS5 version because, well, if I can't use my PC or my PS5 Pro, well, I've got the Portal that I can run, which will give me the same experience, even if I am just remote playing. And with PC, I can hopefully play with. Well, I've got the Steam Deck, right? So hopefully it will run better than 20 frames per second. So I'm kind of looking at this on a case of playing it both on the big TV and on the go. So, I mean, I'm really getting into my portable gaming, and I find I'm finding more time playing on my portable than I am on the actual machines. Don't underestimate sitting on toilet on Switch 2. Mate, I am never taking my Switch 2 into the toilet. In fact, I am never taking any of my consoles into the toilet. Ever. Ever. There's a physical import for them. But does it come with the DX edition with English text? Streaming is better than remote play? Remote play should be better. Remote play is making direct connection to my PS5. That will give me the least amount of latency. Streaming would have more latency. The lowest on the Portal that I've seen in terms of latency is 18 milliseconds, which is really good, by the way. But it's in single digits when you're remote playing in the same property. Is that because you'd get distracted and your legs would fall asleep? Who knows, Ghosty? I'm never gonna accept or deny allegations of such veracity. Wait, Jesse, what do you want about? That's how you could tell if a relationship is serious. You ask the woman if she would sign a prenup agreement, and if she don't, that means she's after your money. Well, I know my partner hasn't been after my money ever, even though she spends it like it's candy. I mean, I've been so tired before that I've fallen asleep, but I don't take anything in there. But no, Jesse, I have no idea what you're saying. But yeah, so I don't know which version to buy. And so maybe when they actually come out, people will do comparisons. But they're not cheap. I was expecting these to be a little bit cheaper, but they're not cheap. Opening movie and other cutscenes being skipped automatically on Steam. Please install VP9 codec by installing the VP9 video extensions from the Microsoft Store. Man, they've already got problems with the damn games. The hell is wrong with these people? Well, I was looking, for example, have you heard of a game called Tales of the Sky, Chapter 1? And so they looked really similar, but the Switch version ran with lower resolution and lower frames, so that went out the window. I do have a aging Steam Deck, yes. I really need a Windows device, though. I need something a little more powerful than the Steam Deck. They haven't officially announced Silent Hill 2 for Xbox, but the release date has been leaked, I think 20th or the 21st of November. So it's just around the corner. Looks like it's just going to be shadow dropped again, which is stupid. They're really old games though, Darren. They shouldn't be nowhere near that expensive. I do love the Linux guys, right? You gotta love the Linux guys. They come out of the woodworks like they think that they're amazing, right? Like they come out like thinking, oh man, Linux is already over 50% of the PC handheld market. Not saying Linux will definitely supplant Windows, but it's possible. Mate, even with the handhelds, they make less than 3% of the global market share. No one cares what Linux is doing. No one is scared of what Linux is doing. Jesus Christ, these people need to fucking grow up. It's like everyone's like, oh, Linux this and Linux that and Linux this, and then you're like, well, go use Linux then. Yeah. What? Go use Linux. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's almost like they're fucking having a seizure or something the moment you tell them to go use Linux. It's like they're all championing Linux, right? Like it's the best thing since sliced bread. Then you tell them to use Linux and it's like they're having an aneurysm or a seizure or some bullshit. It's like it's like you can't make this shit up. Ah, nice. It's a great game, right, Darren? Yeah, that's the thing, Ghosty. I'm looking at 2 TVs as well that I want to get. One of the two. I'm looking at the TCL C8K, the 65-inch. It looks really nice. And the ratings for it are really, really high. It's a QD mini QLED TV. Or I'm looking at this 55-inch LG C5. Both of them are priced at the same price at $1,200, but I'm hoping that on Black Friday they'll go down even more, and I can get myself something for sub 1K. But I'm really torn between the TCL C8K and the LG. You know, one does give you an extra 10 inches, and as we all know, size matters. Yeah. You want a spare Android phone? What game are you trying to play? Where's my Samsung phone? Where is it? I don't know. Where is it? Is that it? Have a look. That's not it. Sorry, chat. One sec. Huh? I don't think we put it away. don't see. Is it that one now?
You're gonna have to turn back on.
But yeah, you can have a look at that phone, the one that I told you to use as a camera. Let me see. Yeah. Yes, the Samsung. This is the S20 Ultra. It's a powerful phone. Change the Google profile on there because it's probably got my work profile on there. Yeah. Let me know if it works because that isn't a hand-me-down, yeah? Yes, I'm not sure which one it is. It's I don't know. King David was shit on that TCL TV. I don't know. This one is rated quite highly. It's The Thing's a great movie. Excellent movie. It's this one over here, folks. Let me show you. There's this one over here. This is a website that Steve showed me. It's a 6-to-5-inch panel. They start from 6-to-5-inch anyway. It's got a good, decent gaming, but it's been rated really, really nice. It's up to 100 and this is 144, but it's actually 165 hertz. So it's pretty good. Was this the one I was looking at? Yeah, it was. So it's between that one and the OLED. They're the same price. I just don't know which one to go for. I guess I'm going to wait until Black Friday to see which one drops in price first. And whichever one does, I'm going to go for that one. That seems like the logical play, but who knows? Did you guys see this, by the way? Helldivers 2 Xbox port helped increase PS5 and PC sales. According to their CFO, they said that releasing the game on Xbox not only has the Xbox version sold insanely well, but because of the popularity, the engagement coming from Xbox, it actually got people to buy the PS5 and PC version. Such is the power of the great Xbox community. That TCL is a great TV. Yeah, I know. I've read like it's won like which TV of the Year awards and stuff like that. It's really good. I'm just torn on which one to go for. Do I go for LG or that one? So I guess I'm going to see what one gets the biggest discount on Black Friday and go with that way. A Sony TV would go great with PS5 Pro? No. The last TV I had from Sony, I wonder if there's even any pictures of it. Let's see if I can find it.
Hey guys,
I don't know. I can't see it. Was it a 32-inch or a 38-inch? Yeah, it looks like this one. Yeah. Mate, these things were bloody bricks. I felt sorry for the guy that came and had to carry this TV. When we were moving, I felt bad for the guy, man. When he tried to pick this up, he was dying. This was a brick back in the day, man. This was the last Sony TV I had. But my God, this TV is a brick. No pun intended, brick. Yeah, we covered that earlier, brick. Good stuff for Xbox owners. Yeah, I do, Wood. I do. I remember when we were moving, because we were like on the 3rd floor with no lift, and the guys came upstairs and looked at that, and I still remember today. Said, "Fuck." That's what was the first thing they said. The guy was like, "You take the TV, I'm taking the washing machine," and he goes, "Why's that?" Because the washing machine is lighter. Oh, that's what you call a goddamn workout. Why do people see this as a bad thing? Yeah, you got the bottom and the top, right? It's not a complete unit. The bottom is just a stand for it. But I don't see why people see this as a bad thing and they compare it. Japan has done this for years, where they have a Japanese version only, with only the Japanese language, and it stops people importing it. So they provide a cheaper version of the console to their local country. But at the same time, it's only in Japanese, so there is no English text or anything in there. It's all stripped out to be localized specifically for one country. Why do people see this as a bad thing? I don't get it. I mean, since the update, cloud gaming is also good as well, right, Darren? It's something like 50 to 60 bucks in difference. It's not an overly big amount that is different, but every little helps, right? It's not region locked, I don't think, but all the text is Japanese. People are gonna cry, right? Saying that they're being basically selective in basically looking after their own, as it were. The Game of the Year awards is happening. But what's going to be interesting is if Microsoft does what they did last time, what they did all those years ago, because Jeff Keighley wasn't happy, was he? He got really annoyed by the fact that Microsoft tricked him and deceived him. So Microsoft sent them a clip for Hellblade 2, and he was happy to showcase it and gave them a price. But what Microsoft didn't tell them, and they didn't screen the clip fully, is that it had the teaser for the Xbox Series console. And even he was shocked at the time. I'm guessing he's going to screen everything from Microsoft now. But they did get him good. Open image. By the way, is this the new Razer controller? Someone just sent me a picture of that. That looks nice. That looks really, really nice. Mate, I am voting Pac-Man. I don't know. It looks really nice. $100 for the extra laser logo. I would assume so, Diablo. I don't think Ghost of Yotei deserves Game of the Year. I think Death Stranding 2 could win it. And I think Expedition 33 can win it. The drone controller? Oh no, man, it looks great though. It looked great. Oh. But yeah, so Fatal Frame is probably a game I'm gonna pick up. I was hoping that would drop in price. It's been available for some time. I think it's even available on Xbox right now. I'm surprised it wasn't available on PS5, to be honest with you. But man, that game does not drop in price. It's one of those games that maintain its price for ages. Silksong won't win Game of the Year. I think Indiana Jones deserves a nomination. That's my honest opinion. I don't know if it will win, but I think it deserves a nomination. The game is really good. Yeah, Diablo, more than likely. More than likely. So Sony declined to comment on its next-gen PlayStation plans during an earnings call today and claimed the PS5 is only in the middle of its life. So 2030 is when Sony are looking to release the next PlayStation. They're planning on PSSR 2 to carry them until for the decade. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. A samurai game? This is not a samurai game. This is a vampire game. Well, they hate Expedition 33 because it did something they couldn't do and released a game that, you know, not only impacted people emotionally, but also actually delivered on the story content and gameplay. I don't believe that every game needs to have a dodge and parry system for it to be good, but, you know, they did something different and it worked. And I think it's you know, a good thing. And they deserve the praise. People are just salty. Susano, they are. But at the same time, there's diminishing returns at this point. Right? What they need to do is get to a point where through AI upscaling, can they still maintain a picture resolution at at a 4K resolution through upscaling while maintaining 60 FPS? If they can maintain that and it looks good, then it doesn't matter. And that's really all there is to it. But, you know, consoles are out of date the moment they come out. And that's why they've started doing mid-gen refreshes to kind of try to keep up with it a little bit. But, you know, that's why I was saying that potentially we could be seeing a PlayStation Pro 2. And people think I'm being nuts, but if they're planning on going until 2030, 2035, right? A PlayStation Pro 2 isn't out of the question. Just saying. PS Pro Slim, I don't know, man. As long as it performs faster. But no, I think if they decide to go through another revision, they are going to bump the CPU. They're going to boost the CPU. That makes that's the most logical sense to me. If they want it to last until 2030, 35, I mean, I'm still seeing people saying that the PS6 is coming in 2027, when Sony are telling you themselves that it's only halfway through its life cycle. We're not talking about the PS6 anytime soon, but people still think that it's landing. But if they want to keep up with whatever Xbox is releasing, I could see them adding another mid-gen refresh somewhere down the line. And honestly, that's the key point, Susano. Sony doesn't have any competition anymore. Graham and Ed, yeah, they do. That's what I called it, the PS5 Pro. I was gonna say GoPro, but they'd probably get done for that. Bro pisser? Maybe. I don't know. Well, folks, was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about, chat about? Remember, my video should be landing tomorrow, hopefully with some luck. If you want to take part in the Enaba giveaway, there's a link in the description below. Apparently, all you have to do is click on it and just enter for a chance to win some really great prizes. It's a really cool site. I've used it personally myself a number of times to buy my kids Robux stuff and whatnot. They also do like cheap games and things like that. Feel free to check it out. There's plenty of links in the description for you to do. But yeah, it's a giveaway. You just have to click on it and enter. And good luck for the win. You got nothing to lose, really. And if you click on the link and go and enter, it supports me in the sponsorship as well. So, you know, that would be really great. But the next video is going to be the first video where I actually have my first sponsorship panel in there. So if you could share that and retweet it, that would be really appreciative. I think Sony is going to. This is my thinking with the Portal. Sony is going to discontinue the Portal that they have now, and they're going to release a version 2 of the Portal, either with the same screen or with an OLED, but they're going to have a TV out for it as well. They're going to have a TV out for it so you can plug it into your TV and play it on your TV. That's the next evolution for it. Mate, it's a PlayStation. I mean, you can technically say that. Right now, the USB-C port on the PS Portal doesn't have a TV out. There's no signal there for it to be TV out, so it's a bit unfortunately. It's a bit unfortunate. But I think that's the next evolution, because they're clearly going for what Microsoft has been trying to do. And they're trying to now encroach in that space as well. So it makes perfect sense that they are going to, you know, try and do that. If I was Sony, I would do that. Well, I mean, Sony saw what Microsoft is doing. Yeah, it was essentially Ghosty. It was just a Vita without the screen. And it had a couple of, without, you know, you couldn't play a few of the games on there that had gyro controls for obvious reasons, because there was no gyro on the controllers back then. So those weren't playable either. But other than that, it would play everything else. And it had like the cartridge slot for them. But you know, Sony released that the Portal as a remote play device. It, you know, and they waited to see what Microsoft were doing. They've now seen that, you know, companies like Nvidia and Microsoft are doing really well with cloud gaming. Stadia would have actually done really well as well if they actually decided to stick with it. I think they would have actually probably been the best cloud service available right now. But like all things with Google, they decided that they're just going to shit the bed and run away, and then start crying to the courts that it was all big bad Microsoft's fault that they had to leave the gaming sphere. Because that's what they did, right? In the FTC trial, they actually blamed Microsoft for them having to close down, which is stupid because it was their own fault. They even gave up OD because they didn't believe that Kojima could make them a game worthy of their time. But Sony waited to see what's happening, and now that they've seen that there is definitely a growing space there for cloud gaming on the go, they want a piece of that pie. And with the handheld that they've got, it just makes perfect sense. So now they're trying to encroach in that space. Yeah, I don't know where my Vita TV's gone, my PlayStation TV. I know it was around here somewhere. I was actually asking the missus today because I was messing about jailbreaking the Vita, which I bricked 3 times today, and finally, 4th time lucky, I managed to jailbreak it. But I wanted to jailbreak the PlayStation TV as well. I mean, put it this way. If you have a PlayStation Portal right now, based on my usage of it, you don't need a PS5. Yes, there's going to be certain games that aren't on there, but they will eventually be on there. But if you're a casual gamer that just wants to play some games every now and then, you don't need a PS5. You can just literally just get a PlayStation Portal and you're good to go. You don't need a PS5. And if they actually add a TV out, because I'm not sure if the USB-C port on the Portal is a 2.2 or if it's a 2.1. If it's a 2.2, then it's just a software enabling TV out, and then you can just plug it in and it will work, right? You can use stuff like extra glasses on there. But Sony could really, really transform things if they add a TV out onto that. Get a dock, plug it on, plug it into your TV. You've pretty much got a PS5 that can stream 4K games to your TV. They would be in a really commanding position at that point alongside GeForce Now. I'm just surprised they're not doing it. The only reason I think that they're not doing it is because the Portal is using a 2.1 USB chip, which basically they gimped on and are probably kicking themselves really hard right about now for why they gimped instead of, and it probably would have cost them an extra penny at most. Maybe 2 pennies for that chip to be put into those portals. But saving that extra 2 pennies has cost them dearly. And so that's why I reckon they might be releasing another portal. One that has a TV out. I know it used to work on Android because I used to use it on I used to use it on the Steam Deck. I haven't tried it since. It's been a long time, but I did get it working on the Steam Deck sometime, like almost a year ago. But I don't know if Sony have blocked it now or done anything to prevent it from working. But you could do that. I did not. And my PS3 is just a mantelpiece now. And my PS4 has seen better days, and my PS4 Pro I sent to Taz because he needed a machine back then, so I gave it to him free of charge. It wouldn't surprise me, Bullets. I know on Steam Deck there's a app Revealed, I think it's called, and that basically just installs all of the versions for you, GeForce Now, PlayStation, and Xbox, and you can technically go through that portal, and that's how I did it the original way. So it's probably possible. I just haven't tried it since. But you can probably pick up a portal now for I picked mine up for 80 quid on eBay. So you can find them for quite cheap. Maybe they've gone up in price now because of the cloud gaming. Should Microsoft stop PlayStation using SEO? They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. Hey, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. Don't worry, man. I wasn't gonna do what Dreamcast guy did and charge you $500 for it. Man, I still can't believe he ripped his own girlfriend off. Well, now why? That's just not what you do, man. But yeah, people helped me at my time of need when I was missing stuff and whatnot. So I just paid it. I'm just paying it forward, man. It's what I do. I pay it forward. Yeah, I'd probably pick one up for that price. I wanted it sub 100 though. I was being very picky at the time. Yeah, you remember Ghosty, right? I said I wanted a PS Portal, and if it dropped down to 150, I'd buy it. And then I found it for 150, and I said, nah, it needs to be 130. And then I found it for 130, and I said, nah, it needs to be 120. And then I found it for 120, and said, nah, it needs to be 100. Then I found it for 100, and said, nah, it needs to be about 80 quid. And then I found it for 80 quid with a dock, screen protector, carry case. And I said, you know what? Okay, I'll do it. I'll get that. I was like, if you're gonna the guy threw in the dock, the carry case, he put the screen protector on there as well. I was like, you know what? Okay, for 80 quid, I'll take it. I don't have a 5090 for myself. Someone promised me a 5090. I think Nate is staying in the background now because of lots of problems happening with him coming out. Recently he got I think the last thing that he said about the PlayStation stuff not going to Xbox really pissed people off, and they really went for him in personal attacks, like really personal attacks. So I think he's probably just staying low for now. It's not worth his time. I wouldn't do it. People are stupid. You know, people can't just have you can be upset about something, but everything has to be personal these days when it comes to social media. People can't just say, look, why are you saying this, blah, blah, blah. They have to make it personal. And so, in the end, you lose people, right? People just stop responding because it's not worth the hate that they get. It's just one of those things. Although he has been wrong about Starfield so many times now, it's beyond a joke. I mean, I think the leaks are bad, right? Look, let's face it, leaks do have a negative effect. It's just one of those things. Because it destroys hype. Have you guys seen the new 1 terabyte USB-C SSD by SanDisk? This is actually kind of cool, right? That's a 1 terabyte USB-C SSD. It's available in 64, 128, 256, 512, 1 gigabytes. It's a 3.2 Gen 1 with transfer speeds up to 400 or 300 megabits on the 64 mobile. So it's not overly fast. It is just an SSD, not an NVMe. But still, $118 for a 1 terabyte isn't bad. Yeah, I've seen you try to keep off Twitter, mate. It's not working. It's not working. If that is you trying to stay off X, you are failing. When is the next DLC due for Starfield? Sometime next year. Graymanad. They had massive delays this time around. It wasn't, it just wasn't ready, and that's why the PlayStation 5 port got delayed to next year. Apparently, Marathon director is upset that people are labeling Marathon as an extraction shooter when it's an extraction shooter. You get bored? Otherwise, it's just been the usual same crap on social media. You've got Koala Man not understanding how mergers work. You've got Potato Man just doing what he's doing. You got D just hating on Xbox because, even talking about the good positive news for PlayStation today wasn't enough for him. So he didn't talk about that because he'll get no views. It's interesting. That's expensive? I mean, it's like 80 quid. Well, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see exactly when the launch is happening and what Microsoft is planning on doing. But I'm looking forward to Forza. Japan should be a good area. D just follows wherever whatever makes him more money. Right? D's just looking at wherever makes him more money, that's where he goes. Like I said, there was lots of good PlayStation news today, from Ghost of Yotei sales to all sorts of stuff. But the guy still chose to make an Xbox bad video because he knows that if he makes a PlayStation positive video, no one cares. No one's going to watch it. I mean, there's a reason why they say that the best Xbox content creators are D-Batch, Dreamcast Guy, Puerto Rock, and someone else. I can't remember. But they're like the number one content creators on Xbox. Right? Let me see if I can find it. I think someone posted a really cool picture of that. It was funny. Here you go. And I think this is actually true, right? Your favorite Xbox channel. Because all they do is talk about Xbox. They don't actually talk about anything else. God forbid they would talk something PlayStation. It has to be about Xbox. Literally, if they don't talk about Xbox, they don't make a video. So where is the lie? Where is the lie, folks? Where is the lie? Tell me where the lie is. There's truth to that, Darren. There's truth to that. But no one can say that I don't talk about Xbox primarily on this channel. I may cover other news, but no one can turn around and tell me that I am like these people. And sure, that does mean that I don't get as much views and I don't get as much, coverage, but I don't care. I'm true to myself. No one can turn, and I know they try to say it, that all I do is cover PlayStation news, but you guys are here every week, which I'm grateful for. And you guys know that is a whole bunch of baloney and crap. I just don't like the grifting side of things, man. I just stay away from it. It just ain't, I might dabble in it a little bit if they piss me off, if they come after me, but only if they come after me. Puerto Rock came after me, not understanding anything that I said about the whole Matt Booty situation, and started saying that I was a cuck this and a cuck that. So I just started to call him Potato Rock from now on, because he's dumb as a potato, and I will maintain calling him Potato Rock for all eternity. Then again, his vocabulary only exists with about 2 words, so there is that. What do you mean by what happened to community building? Dude, I'm not sure if you're aware, but this actually happened. Was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was the day before. I think it was Monday. So there was this Xbox fan, and 2 of his friends told him apparently that I worked for Ubisoft, which I've never worked for Ubisoft. I've never claimed to have worked at Ubisoft. I know people that do work there, but I've never worked there myself. And that I got fired for doing sleazy things. And he went on social media, spreading it, calling me the C word and a greasy bastard and all of this. And so I said, I pulled him aside and started talking to him and said, what's the deal? And then he realized that his friends lied to him. And he was profusely apologizing, and he deleted all the tweets and everything after he realized that his friends, who are also Xbox fans lied to him. But because I call out Xbox as well, people don't like that. And so I'm kind of like the black sheep in both communities. Yeah, I remember that. So Sonny had a question. YouTube back past 2012 was still a ton of people hyping up games, not bashing them. Because today, in today's day and age, people just want to see people being shown. They take pleasure in seeing people mocking others and belittling others. I mean, that's the society we live in now. Hey, the guy turned around to be actually quite all right after he actually found out the truth. He actually, all it took was a little bit of toning down, de-escalation, and actually having that dialogue. And when I did, he actually realized that I'm not the person that people said I was. But I remember, I can't remember who it was now. But basically, they came into my chat, and this is some time ago, and then they started accusing me of stuff, and I was like, well, if Xbox fucked up, I'm going to say they fucked up. And so then they jumped into C Money's Discord, and I was a member there as well. Well, I think I'm still in their Discord. And he just started bad mouthing me like there was no tomorrow. And no one said anything. They were just listening to him and listening to him. And I was just there watching. I didn't say anything because I just don't want the drama. But I just don't care for it, man. I just don't care for it. It's like AGN. If I continued going after him, fuck knows what would have happened to him. I don't want that on my conscience. You know? I just want to talk about games, play games, make content about games, and news. That's it. That's all I want to do. As long as I can do that, I'm happy. But I will always be critical regardless of the platform. No, not C Money. C Money has never said anything bad about me. My interaction with C Money has been minimal, but it's always been civil. It was someone else. I can't remember his name. It was like a 3 or 4 letter word. But it was in his Discord that they were bad mouthing me. I mean, I've banned them from my YouTube channel anyway, so. And my Twitch, back then, Twitch channel and whatnot, so. I also banned them from my Discord. So they are literally erased from all sight from me. We were greatest game since sliced bread. There you go, Brick. Deal with that. But to me, it's just not worth it. Right? I just want to enjoy games and have fun and chat away and, have a good time talking about what you guys want to see. And that's why, I've never shied that I like PlayStation, but I'm also an Xbox fan. AGN did come on. Yeah, the last video AGN made, I couldn't tell if he was coming after me or someone else. At some point, I just thought he was drunk and just didn't know what he was talking about anymore, so I left him to his own devices because he was clearly going senile. I think if I reacted to him one more time, I think that would have been the trigger that sent him over the edge. And I just don't want to do that. I didn't want to take it that far. He's another one of those people that are chasing the trends of you gotta hate something because it's getting views. Unfortunately for him, it's not getting him the views either. So he's actually, selling his soul, but it's not actually making him the views. You can shit on something and it's not guaranteed to make you views. For him, it's just not working. Like for D-Batch, it's working, but for him, it's not. I waste your time all the time, Diablo. That's not true at all. Salt streamers as well, like, I've always been of the mentality of this, right? You can be a salt streamer and be really successful. Alex is proof of that. Garra is proof of that, right? There's no disputing that. But at some point that is going to wither away, and you hope at some point that the endless lines of stupid coming out from Tripster will at some point end, or from Oliver Darko. What I want to do is establish a channel that is here that's providing good content, informative content. I'm looking to do a lot more now that I'm not streaming on Twitch on Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm looking to do more previews, more reviews on this channel, and I want to provide content that's there that will, enrich the channel, but grow it in a way that's meaningful and tactful and, beneficial to you guys and provides you with good content. That's my hope, and that's what I want to do. And that doesn't just mean it's going to be an Xbox centric thing. It's going to cover other channels as well. I've recently been offered a review code for Silent Hill F on PC, so I'll cover that on PC. If Sony provide me with a code, I'm going to cover that on PlayStation. So it's not going to be centric to one thing, but I want to be able to provide that objective take so people can, potentially enjoy the content. I know review stuff don't really do well on my channel, previews don't do well on my channel, but I'm hoping in time they will pick up. So, as well as the news that I do, I want to add like on YouTube, I started on and off doing some streaming with games. I know some people enjoy them, some people don't. So, I want to introduce those into it. But at the moment, every time I stream, I'm losing about 5 to 6 subscribers, which is a little annoying and disheartening. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to do that at the moment. But clearly, news has its ups and downs, but there's loads of games. There's never a shortage of video games. And now that I've got more time, I want to invest that in trying to make what this channel is better, without the toxicity, without the whole stupidity around it. I just want it to be a great channel for people to be able to come to and either A, hang out on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or B, find some good, great content on there. That's what I want to do. That's my aim for this channel anyway. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then it is what it is. Did you know Next Gen 720 podcast with Crap Mooch, Tim Dog, and a few others? He also had D&D the gaming. I don't. I mean, I know Mooch has his own podcast, and I know Tim Dog just sold his Twitter account as well, so he's gone. But you know, I want to grow this, and if it's possible, make it sustainable, and maybe, you know, the more subs I get and the more exposure it gets, then the more sponsorship opportunities I can get, and those sponsorship opportunities can allow me to do this full time. So that's where it is. That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm aiming for, and I hope to be able to get there one day. Right now, my aim is to get to 8,000 subs. We are 15 away. I appreciate that, Ghosty. And what will be nice is if I want to start opening up and having like discussions where, you know, I can get some of you callers, you know, viewers in to have a chat like we used to do in the past. I don't really know why we stopped those, but it kind of just fell off. So I want to start doing that as well, so I can, you know, bring in and have conversations. You know, I could get in like people like Jez and stuff like that, but they're just, it's, you know, it's just going to be regurgitation of the same things, same thing, you know, stories. Whereas getting random people in and having their take and having that discussion, I think is a lot more interesting. It's not industry news, but at the same time, they're not going to reveal anything on the channel anyway. They're not going to leak anything, so that's why, Diablo, you need to drop 50 subs right now in the chat. Gifted. Do it. Gorsty said that if you do it, he will double it. And Taz said if you do it and then Gorsty does it, he'll triple it. You see? That's how this works. It's a train. In fact, Darren said that if you do it and Gorsty does it, then Taz does it, he will quadruple what Taz has put in. You see? You was potentially drunk, Gorsty, but at the end of the day, it is your fingerprint that you placed down as a signature. You couldn't write at the time when I gave you the pen. It was way too messy, so we used an ink pad to place your signature, like in the olden days, where you fully accepted all liability and you pressed your fingerprint on there and your forehead just for good measure, just to make sure that there was no mistake in it. If in case you decided to lose a finger, you're not going to lose a forehead.
May as well get something out of it.
So like Dark is a weird one. He's not an Xbox or a PS guy. He's a PC guy who just wants to be involved. No, that's not true, Darren. He's not Xbox. He's not PlayStation. He's not PC. He's a lot like me, but people try to pigeonhole him. He originally used to be Xbox, and then he got upset with the 30 FPS on Xbox and moved to PC. But if a game is good and available on PlayStation, he will play it on PlayStation. If it's, you know, only available on Xbox, then he'll play it on Xbox. But he's not bound to a platform. Not anymore. And people can't, you know, people don't like that he's more free roamed and not bound to a platform, and so he doesn't like it. We helped you, right? See, Woodpit was right there with me. He's witness.
Double.
He wasn't believing you until he said I headbutted it. Man, I was joking. But you see, Ghosty, we have eyewitnesses. It's time. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow I'm going to have that video out. So feel free to enjoy it. And then on Thursday, we'll be back again. if there isn't much going on Thursday, I'm probably going to use Thursday and just play another game. And we can just play something chill and chat away and, you know, see what's going on. I don't know if we're going to play something high octane, or maybe I'll just go with back to, what was it? Dragon Quest again? But we'll see. But I'm hoping you know, we'll have some news, because we covered a lot of the news today, and between now and Thursday, there really isn't that big of a gap. But it'll be, hopefully, you know, someone's going to do something dumb for us to talk about, and then we can have like a bigger discussion. But folks, it's midnight. It's time for bed, and I'm going to call it a night there. I appreciate all of you for being here. Thank you so much, and for hearing me ramble for the past 10-15 minutes about where I want the channel to go and what I want it to be. And, you know, if you're happy with what's happening, then, you know, I hope you'll join me on my journey. It's what happens when you have great content, Gorsty. Time flies when you're having fun. I still have to go and do my dailies. I know, poor me. Well, while I'm doing those, I'll be in Discord if anyone wants to catch up and chat for a little bit. Keep me company while I'm doing that. But otherwise, enjoy the 2 crabbies and the panda bears and whatever this is, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, boys, and remain legend. I'm out.